So far we have learned many things. Now before moving forward, let's make some changes in our setup. So in the desktop, let's create a folder with the name first folder. Here you can see the folder, and we have this index.html from our previous videos. I moved this file to this folder, and I have a picture which is nice.jpg. I also moved this into this folder. I open Visual Studio Code, and here I'm gonna drag and drop this folder. Just double click on the folder, hold on it, and drag and drop this into the VS Code. The folder got opened. So authorize the editor. Yes, I trust the authors. Here you can see our folder, first folder, and here is our index file. Here is our picture. So let's make some changes into our file. Let's delete the content from the previous video. Now this is a fresh HTML file, and the title would be background versus bgcolor. Save the file. Let's launch this on the browser with the live server. You can see the index file got opened into the browser with localhost 8080. Now let's write a heading here, h1 tag, say Thor is awesome, then closing h1, save the file. You can see the text Thor is awesome. So here in the body tag, we learned that we have the text attribute where we can give a color name as a value. So if I write red and save the file, you can see the text is in red letters. Now this body tag has another attribute, which is bgcolor attribute. So if I write bgcolor, and this also accepts a value of a color name. So let's say I'm gonna give here green and save the file. You can see the background color of our document or web page is now green. If I, let's say, right here maybe blue, you can see the background of the document is now blue. So it's very hard to look at as the color is too much harsh. So let's write sky blue, save the file. Now the color is tolerable. Let me delete this attribute and write the background attribute, and let's see what that does. Now this background attributes accepts a value of a path of an image. So in our folder we have this nice.jpg. So in this background attribute, I'm gonna give the path of that image. So to do that, I have to write dot. Dot means the current folder, and then I have to give the forward slash, then I have to give the image name, which is nice.jpg. Save the file. You can see the background has that jpg image. Now let's say in our first folder we have another folder with the name second folder. So click on this folder icon. If you want to create a file, click on this icon, or if you want to create a folder, click on this icon. So as I want to create a folder, so I'm gonna click on this icon, and here I will name the folder as second folder, then hit enter. The folder got created. Let's say I'm gonna move this nice.jpg to this folder. Yes, I want to move the file. So the nice.jpg is now in this second folder, which is inside the first folder. So now if I refresh the page, you can see we don't have the image because the path has changed. So how we will give the new path? So let me delete this text. So write the dot. This dot means we are in the current folder, in which folder this index.html is, which is first folder. Then we give forward slash. You can see in this first folder we have two things. One is index.html file and another one is this second folder. So I'm gonna go inside this second folder. I'm gonna write here second folder, then I will give a forward slash, and after that I'm gonna write the image name. And now if I save the file, you can see the image is now visible. So let's say inside this second folder I want another folder, which is third folder, and I move the nice.jpg picture to this third folder. Yes, move. Now again, if you refresh the page, you can see the image has gone because the path has changed. So now we have to write the correct path. So dot means the current folder, then children folder, which is second folder, then inside that folder we have another folder which is third folder. So I'm gonna write third folder, and now we have the image name. So write nice.jpg. So if you save the file, the image is back. Now here is a catch. Let's say now I want to move this nice.jpg from third folder to first folder where the index.html is located. So this nice.jpg and index.html is now in the first folder, the second folder, and the third folder is empty. So now I'm gonna move the index.html to the second folder. Yes, move. Now this index.html is inside the second folder, and this nice.jpg is inside the first folder. So now if you refresh the page, you can see that we can't get the index.html because the location has been changed. So I have to close the browser and relaunch this on the browser. So you can see the page got opened. You can see there is no background image in our document. Why is that? Because as we have changed the location of this index.html, our browser can't find this location in the reference of this file. So we have to update that. So now we have to give the updated path of the picture. So the index.html is inside the second folder, and this nice.jpg is inside the first folder. So we have to go backward. The image is in backward location. So we have to write two dot. This two dot means go back one folder, then we give forward slash. So you can see we have the suggestion nice.jpg, because by giving this two dot we are going outside of the second folder. Now we are in the first folder. So in the first folder we have two things, which is the second folder and the nice.jpg. So I'm gonna click on this nice.jpg and save the file. You can see the image is back. Now let's say I'm gonna move this index.html to the third folder. Yes, move. If you refresh, you cannot get the document. So I have to close the browser again and relaunch this document on the browser again. So you can see that there is no background image, because as now the index.html is inside the third folder, so we have to update the path. So let's see how we will do that. So let's give 2 dots. Now we are in the second folder which contains this third folder, so let's give another 2 dot. Now we are in the first folder which contains this nice.jpg and this second folder. So I'm gonna click on this nice.jpg, and if you save the file, the image is back. In this video you have learned that with the bgcolor attribute we can set a color of our page, a background color actually, and with the help of this background attribute we can set an image to our web page as a background image. Now you might ask, hey Adil, why the browser is not showing the full image? The image looks kind of distorted. Well, we can fix this with the help of CSS, but this is not the right time. We'll learn how to do that in future.